The videos in this series are not meant to represent my first playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. I have completed all main scenario quests, so I cannot promise you genuine reactions to certain cutscenes, but at the same time, I still might get in my feelings during certain cutscenes. What I can try to deliver on is a decent playthrough of this game. I hope you all enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV video. In the last video, we learned of a attempt to steal the royal crown that belongs to the Sultanate of Ul'Dah. Thankfully, we managed to stop that, and along the way managed to deal with that pesky masked mage that kept popping up here and there, and managed to get the help of Thancred that popped up in the middle of that fight to assist us, so that was greatly appreciated. Come to find out that I might be a bit special, according to Thancred, saying that I have some sort of gift, seeing as the second time I had bumped into him, I had these visions of what he experienced prior to Bahamut wrecking shit. So fast forward to now, I retrieved the crown, they threw a huge banquet in my honor, only to find out that, I might be a bit more special than I thought, because during my conversation with the Flame General Raubon, standing right in front of me during the banquet, I had another one of those little flashback things. This time, however, it showed me events that happened during the Battle of Carteneau, and more of a glimpse of the ones that are probably behind, bad things happening. So, fast forward to now, Raubon wants to speak to me about something, so we're about to get right to it. I've been waiting for you, Jay. I trust you are fully recovered? Good, because there was much work to be done, work that I would have you do. Alright, so what do I gotta do? Listen well, Jay, this will take some time to explain. The Ul'Dah Envoy. I have prepared these letters for my counterparts in the Eorzean Alliance. "5 years ago, we looked on, powerless, as our brothers and sisters were taken from us at Carteneau, first by the Garleans and then by the thrice-damned primal called forth by their treachery. Not a day goes by that I do not think of my fallen comrades, and of the warriors of light of whom no trace remained. The tragedies of the calamity are not so easily forgotten, nor should they be. In remembering all we've lost, we're reminded of what we still have. And so I mean to mark the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Carteneau with a memorial service honoring the fallen. It is my hope that my counterparts in the Alliance will agree to do the same. And I would have you bear my word to them as my personal envoy. Why you? Because your deeds mark you out as the nearest thing I have to Warrior of Light. I can think of no one more worthy of the role. The question is, will you accept it? I don't think I have a choice. Then it is agreed. You will journey to Gridania and Limsa Lominsa as my official representative. Now, that's a great many moms to travel, but I've neither the time nor patience to wait around while you do it on foot. I hereby grant you permission to use the airship routes connecting the 3 city-states. This pass serves as proof of your privilege. Gone are the days when airship travel was available to all. The ever-present threat of Imperial attack has forced us to impose drastic restrictions out of concern for public safety. These passes are only granted when circumstance demands it, as in this case. Though there were others who insisted you be granted one regardless. I'm not alone in seeing it. Your potential is plain. But I have said enough. In the name of the Sultana, I bid you go forth. See for yourself the wonders of the realm for which the warriors of light risked all. Rise to your calling and fulfill your promise. And should your path be barred by man or beast, strike fast and true, for victory belongs to the bold. Now go, Jay, and heed the crystal's guidance should you ever lose your way. Well now. So, lengthy dialogue aside, I am tasked with just delivering these letters to the other leaders of the other city-states to see if they're on board with holding a memorial service. Alright. Sounds easy enough, and yep. Let's head back to the Adventurers Guild. Modi will want to hear about this. Ah, chair was in the way. Ah, back from your meeting with Raban, are you? What did the big man have to say? Is that a fact? Personal envoy of the Flame General himself. So you'll be bearing the great man's words to the leaders of the Alliance, will you? And by airship. Bugger me, that's an honor and a half, that is. But I can't think of anyone who deserves it more. I'm proud of you, Jay. I truly am. Now, I dare say Raban told you this, but not many people get to go on airships these days. In fact, most folk go to their graves having never once seen Eorzea from above. Poor buggers shuffle off to meet Thal, having never known the blues of Limsa Lominsa's shimmering seas or the myriad greens of leafy Gridania. But not you, Jay. You'll see all those sights and more, and everywhere you go, you'll find fascinating folk with fascinating tales to tell. The people you meet, the places you go, savor these experiences. But they are priceless all. Saying that, it'd be remiss of me if I didn't remind you to be careful out there. Ul'Dah ain't the only place beset by troubles, as you'll discover when you visit Limsa and Gridania. Truth be told, that might well be exactly what the General wants you to realize. I think he knows what kind of man you are, Jay. And what kind's that, you ask? Why, the kind that can't resist sticking his nose in other people's business, of course, and that don't you ever go changing. Safe travels, Jay. I'll see you when you get back. Alright, so let's head over to the airship landing and explore outside of Ul'Dah. See what this world has to offer. Yep, let's head in. Attention all passengers, the airship bound for Limsa Lominsa is about to depart. Please make your way to the boarding gate. And off we go. When first we met beneath the Sultanate, I sensed there was something unusual about him. I wonder if they will feel the same. Godspeed, Jay. Godspeed. If I'm right, they'll be singing your praises from here to the far reach before long. May you always walk in the light of the crystal. Oh, this is gonna be great. What we got here? Ah, the Empire.
It has been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest. Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet, it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balzar.
Oh yeah, they're definitely plotting something.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Carteneau. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus' plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
Oh shit, he's a spy. Your cover has been blown.
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all.
Oh shit.
Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
Well, damn. Oh, and we've arrived at our destination. So, before I go ahead and deliver this letter, I'm gonna go ahead and do a few things. And then we'll meet back up at our destination. What I would like to take care of before I deliver this letter is to attune myself to all the Aetherites in this city. That way the next time I have to come back here, I can always just teleport. Alright, so I know where to go to talk to the Admiral, but until then, we are going to take care of some other stuff. Where is that giant Aetherite? Should be down here. And it's not. No. Ah, there you are. So first things first, we are gonna go ahead and interact with this Aetherite, and when I get back, we're gonna go ahead and continue our story quest. Alright, that's taken care of. See you guys in a few minutes. Alright, and we're back. I've interacted with all the Aetherites here in Limsa Lominsa, so I can teleport freely throughout the city. I've also taken the liberty of stepping out of the city to interact with any Aetherites nearby, so I can teleport to those in case quests need me to travel to those specific locations. And in the event that you need to change your classes for this city, your classes that are available to you would be the Arcanist, which would be over here. You have the Rogue, which is down here. And if we go to the upper decks, up here you will have the Marauders Guild. So those are your options if you're trying to switch classes. I have a letter I need to present to your leader. Please let me through.
Enter. So the silver-tongued merchants send an adventurer to speak for them. It appears the Ul'Dahs place great faith in you. This way. I bid you welcome. I am Melvib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa, and Commander of the Maelstrom. Now, what news from Thanalan?
A memorial service to honor the fallen. Seven hells. Has it been 5 years? 5 years since the Garlean Empire sought to wrest Eorzea from our grasp. It was in answer to the Imperial threat that the city-states formed the Grand Companies and forged the Eorzean Alliance anew. But Garlemald was not content to wager all on a simple contest of martial might. They had other plans, the Meteor Project. Legatus Nael Van Darnus, Hell's Takem, intended to cleanse our realm by snatching the lesser moon Dalamud from the heavens and casting it down upon our heads. Desperate to prevent this lunatic scheme, we marched our forces to the Carteneau Flats and there met the 7th Imperial Legion in battle. Never have I seen a fight like the Battle of Carteneau, and I have seen full many. But though we gave no quarter, spared not 1 ounce of effort, we could not prevent what followed. From inside the shell of Dalamud came a winged nightmare, a dragon the size of a bloody city. 'Twas the elder primal Bahamut, bent on making an 8th hell of Eorzea. In the space of a breath, the legions of the Empire were set aflame, while our own armies fared a little better. 'Twas as if the whole world was burning. Words cannot well describe the scene. And yet, by some miracle, a few among us were spared. Even as I steeled myself for death, a blinding white light enveloped me, robbing me of my senses. When I regained them, the dragon was gone and the still smoldering land was warped beyond all knowing. Were Archon Louisoix still with us, he would doubtless shed some light on these unfathomable happenings. Alas, he is not, and I fear we will want for his wisdom in the days to come. For while our nation struggled to recover from the devastation, the beastmen called forth their damned primals to torment us anew. Unless we put aside our differences and rebuild now, our foes will catch us unprepared. And I speak not only of the beastmen. Do not imagine that the Empire has forsaken its claim on Eorzea. The Imperials crowd our borders, waiting to strike. Damn it all, we need champions to replace those we lost. But such thoughts are worse than worthless. Time is short and none will save us, save ourselves. It is the duty of every soul who survived the calamity to work together for the good of Eorzea, and this memorial service may be the very thing to unite us. Aye, Raban has the right of it. I accept his proposal. Your duty is done here, adventurer. I will see to it that the Flame General receives my reply. You travel next to Gridania, yes? Pray give my regards to the Elder Seedseer. Oh, and tell her the wolf has been sniffing around the stables. A private jest and one in poor taste, but I would have you tell it all the same. I guess an inside joke between them. Fare ye well, Jay. May the Navigator guide you on your journey. Alright, so our work here is done. So let's head back to the airship landing. Actually, you know what? Better idea. I will meet you guys over in Gridania. Alright, back again, and just like I did back in Limsa Lominsa, I've interacted with all the Aetherites in town, as well as any that might have been outside of the city. And if you are looking to change your classes to any of the classes available in this city, here you will find the Conjurers Guild. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Up here you will find the Lancers Guild. And if we head down, we will find the Archers Guild. So Archer, Conjurer, and Lancer are the classes that you can find here in this city. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and deliver this letter. I'll tell you now, not much is going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of dialogue for this video.
So you are the Ul'Dah Envoy. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan-e Senna, Elder Seedseer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Flame General.
So, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of dialogue in this part. So, nothing I can do about that. A remembrance service for the fallen of Carteneau. Pray tell me, adventurer, what do you know of our conflict with the Empire? It would seem my counterparts recounted the tale in some detail. That as well. A message from the Admiral? A wolf has been sniffing around her stables, you say? I see. Well, I shall be pleased to provide her with such counsel as I am able. But first, friend of my friend, I would tell you more of the Garlean threat. For the greater part of its history, Garlemald was not even among the most influential nations in Ilzabard, the northern continent. However, its innovations in the field of magitech, some 50 years past, helped to raise it from the depths of obscurity. Emboldened by this technology, it set about subjugating its neighbors, swiftly absorbing each into its ever-expanding territory. And when all of Ilzabard lay within its grasp, it turned its ravenous gaze upon Eorzea. Yet Garlemald's transformation did not come about by virtue of magitech alone. Its success owed much to the consummate leadership of its first and reigning emperor. Solus Zos Galvis, the man who built an empire in his own lifetime, yet he has lived long, and after more than 80 winters, it is said that he grows frail and ever more prone to illness. If rumors are to be believed, the matter of succession has destabilized the imperial court. This would explain the empire's relative inactivity in recent years, which has granted us much needed time to rebuild. Yet we cannot allow ourselves to become complacent, for Garlemald still maintains a presence in Eorzea in the form of the 14th Imperial Legion. Commanding this great host is Legatus Gaius van Belsar, a man whose ambitions are well known to us. So long as he breathes Eorzean air, none of us may sleep easy. The calamity wreaked such devastation upon the realm that it has been all we could do to nurse our wounds, never mind rebuild our defenses. Simply put, we have not the strength to repel the Empire. To add to our woes, the beast tribes continue to summon their primals, whose very existence is a bane upon the land. Each nation is beset with its own primal problem. None has the resources to look beyond its own borders. The Admiral desires my counsel regarding a brazen wolf. She means to tell me that the Empire may soon resume its advance. Oh, so that's what that was. Though the primals pose an undeniable threat to our survival, the threat posed by the Garleans is greater still. Clearly, each nation can no longer afford to think only that of which occurs within its own borders. A storm gathers upon the horizon. If we are to weather it, we must needs stand united once more. A remembrance service may help to rekindle the spirit of unity which brought the peoples of Eorzea together when last the Empire threatened our liberty. The Flame General was wise to make his proposal, and I wholeheartedly approve of it. The necessary provisions shall be made for a service here in Gridania. Alright, so each city-state is going to do their own remembrance service. Neat. Your work here is done, my friend. I shall send my reply to the Flame General forthwith. I thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safely home. Alright, and we're done. I swear half my time adventuring has been nothing more than delivery quests. I pray your meeting with the Elder Seedseer went well, my Lord Envoy. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but did you not also deliver a message to Admiral Merwood Bluefishfin of Limsa Lominsa? I did. While you were there, did you happen to meet Baderon, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench? Blech, that word. Gregarious gentleman, always happy to help his fellow man. Well, I am told that he has a task for a capable adventurer. I know not what the task entails, but I dare say the Flame General's personal envoy would make a fine candidate. If you're interested in learning more, pray speak with Baderon at his establishment. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Baderon, but either or is fine with me. So, looks like we're heading back to Limsa Lominsa. Good thing I can just teleport there, so I really don't need to use the airship anymore to travel from city-state to city-state. Alright, so this guy is where? Whoop, wrong button. Ethernet. He should be up top. I'm following the marker on my mini-map. Straight ahead. So I do believe this is going to lead us to our first dungeon, which is fantastic. And there's the guy we need to speak with. Welcome to the John and Wrench. Sit wherever you like, mate. I'll be with you in a... I'm Baderon, alright. Who's asking? I am. Ah, heard as I've got a job for a capable adventurer, you say? Well, you're bloody right. Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleeding airy, but if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. I am very much interested. Oh, level 22. I thank you for taking the time to help me out. Now I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the Sastasha Sea Grot, and I need a trustworthy sort to head up north of Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But it weren't so long ago as the Fishbacks, pet pirates, paid us an unwelcome visit, and folk here are feeling a bit nervous. If you would permit me, Master Baderon, I'd be happy to elaborate. Oh, well, hello there. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellow Jacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure me patrons are behaving, or just thirsty? Neither, in fact. I was informed that you had requested an adventurer to assist in my investigation, and I came to offer what information I could sift from recent reports. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sastasha Sea Grots included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of Corels had taken up residence at the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sastasha again. But with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus, I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Oh, you can count me in. Then it's settled. Sastasha is located in western Lenosha. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult Vmelpa. Jesus Christ, their names. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You're a demand. Good luck to you, lad. Thanks. Alright, so, right, the duty roulettes. When using the duty roulette, you will be assigned a random duty from among those you have unlocked. In return for leaving your destination in the hands of fate, you will receive enhanced rewards. Furthermore, should you happen to be an adventurer in need, that is to say, your role is in short supply, you'll receive an additional bonus. Alright, cool, so in this case, if there's a short supply of tanks and tanks are in need and you happen to be a tank, you'll get more rewards for doing your roulettes and stuff. So that's pretty neat. Now then, we need to head... Yep, this way. Hello, Vmelpa. You hear about Commodore Raynor's investigation? They didn't want to board a ferry bound for airport. Once you arrive in Western Lenosha, though, you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sastasha. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Sea Grot. The hall is on the way to Sastasha, just north of airport. Head inside, and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Alright, head over to airport. Alright, although in my case there won't be a need to use the Hall of the Novice, I can feature that area in my side quest video, because with the now added city-states that we can travel to, we have a lot more side quests to take care of, so I can always save that for, you know, a future video. Alright, so we can teleport here whenever we want. And I still have to go in the Hall of the Novice regardless to advance the story quests, so bummer. So here is the Hall of the Novice. You must be the adventurer of whom the Yellowjackets sent word. I hear you are to brave the depths of Sastasha Sea Grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions, and you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellowjacket Scout at the mouth of the Sastasha Sea Grots, and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. So essentially, if we would like, we can always talk to the smith, and he'll give us a series of exercises to complete based on our role. In my case, I'm a tank, but we're not going to do that because I think I should be fine on my own. However, you should complete it because you'll gain a nice set of armor as a reward, as well as a ring that will increase the experience points earned by about 30%. I believe that's good for around level 15 or so. I'm level 22, so it might be a bit too late for me to do all of that. But I'll still do it anyway just to get the ring. And before I turn this in, these characters, we are going to keep an eye on these folks. This is perfect for our inaugural outing as a party, wandering around in the caves, turning over a few rocks. How difficult could it possibly be? I never expected our first visit to the Adventurers Guild would yield such a straightforward way to win fame and fortune. Let's talk to you. Edda, you're so slow, you'd lose a foot race to a tree slug. Well, damn, that's fucked up. What took you so bloody long, Ida? If me purse was too light, you might have considered using some of your own bleeding coin to get us what we need. You've only ever been as useful as the contents of your pockets. The gods know you can barely heal a scratch. We took up the adventure in life to take on the big jobs and claim the big rewards. How are we meant to do that if you can't even get our supplies in order? It's him, the one Bateron was talking to. Well, we'll see who gets the glory. This job should have been ours in the first place. I'm sorry, Avare. I came as fast as I could. I tried haggling with the merchant, but 2 potions was the best I could get with the money you gave me. I had no idea how expensive they were. So they're treating this girl like absolute shit. That's not really gonna be good. So these guys will bump into throughout our adventures, which is pretty nice, actually. And I believe these guys we bump into as well. But mainly it's these guys we want to focus on. But for right now, let's continue. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft thought out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra? We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received the word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback-fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue-face tattoos. And with that, our first dungeon. So unfortunately, we're not going to be doing this dungeon right now. We're going to tackle that in the next video. But first, let's read this tooltip about instanced raids. Instanced raids are party-based content which take place in closed environments such as dungeons. The term instanced refers to the fact that these areas are reserved for a single group of players, meaning that you will not encounter any others during your time in them. Parties must rely on their own wits and strength to conquer the many challenges that await them, such as deadly traps, complex mazes, and powerful bosses. To add to the challenge, instanced raids have numerous requirements such as time limits, level restrictions, and limitations of changing classes or jobs while within. Finally, raids can be joined either by forming a party and speaking with the NPC at the entrance, or by using the Duty Finder to automatically pair you with other adventurers around the world with the same ambitions. So, in the next video, we'll go ahead and tackle our very first dungeon. Sorry, not much happened in this video. There's a lot of dialogue in this part pertaining to me being an envoy for the other city-states to deliver messages to get them to do a remembrance service in honor for those that died during the Battle of Carteneau. So we'll see how well that memorial service goes for them. But we'll be tackling this dungeon very soon, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.